32 years old, and in the last 5 years, I've increased my net worth by about $400,000 from negative 70,000 to 300,000. And I'm chronicling my journey and how I did it in this little series. This is part 7. We just talked about a values-based budget, and the next thing that I did after incorporating a values-based budget is I proceeded to go over budget pretty much every month. It wasn't until I made these changes that I finally was able to actually stick to my budget. Number one, instead of doing a monthly budget, I broke it down into a bi-weekly budget, which was when I got paid. It's way easier to manage 2 weeks of expenses because it's like, when you think about our schedule, it's a lot easier to know what's happening in the next 2 weeks than what's happening for the next month. And you're gonna budget based off of what's going on in your schedule, right? Plus, I have a tendency to like think in extremes and be a very black and white person. So like when I would go over budget, I would just blow the whole budget. But having a 2-week budget, it's a lot easier to be realistic, and it's a lot easier to just feel good when you get to like start over. You get to have a fresh slate every 2 weeks. The second thing I did is I got really specific with my categories. When I first started the budget, I had really vague categories like personal, miscellaneous, groceries, and I would just shove a bunch of things into those. But what I found helpful is I wanted to get specific about the things I wanted to keep track of. So like if I wanted to keep track of how much I was spending on dating, how much I was spending on beauty, how much I was spending on health and fitness, things like that. So I really broke it down, and that made it a lot easier. If it's something you want to track, like maybe you want to track how much you're spending on drinking or going out or partying, something along those lines, make a category for it so you can track it. What you track becomes a lot easier to control. And the third thing that I did that completely changed the game for me when it came to sticking to a budget is I would adjust my budget as I went. So again, going back to the black and white thinking, as soon as I would see red in my budget that showed me that I went over budget, my black and white thinking would go, oh, you blew it, so I guess we'll just try again next month, or we'll try again next week. And then I would proceed to just go deeply over budget, like just spend, like, well, I already blew the budget, so it doesn't matter, we'll try again next month, instead of just adjusting my budget, being realistic and being like, okay, well, we already spent our whole budget for eating out and we still have 2 weeks left, so I'm just gonna increase my eating out budget by $100 to like try and control the bleed, essentially. So making sure that you understand that your budget is a flexible tool that's not supposed to dictate your life, it's supposed to help you just kind of control things a little bit better, that was a huge game changer, and I still do that to this day. I hope that helps, and I'll see you in the next video.